Check one thing. Hey guys, give me 1 second. We will talk to you guys. I'm gonna play a cool little video for you. Why we do something. Actually, just talk for a second, Daniel.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to the live feed. Just waiting for a couple people to get on, and we have a treat for you. Mike Davis from the UFC, who's actually in our comic book, is going to be on the video as well. He's jumping on here in a minute. We're just getting this on multiple platforms to get as much exposure as possible. We really, really want everybody to love this comic as much as we do. All right, welcome, guys. Welcome. And I have a special treat for you today. Many of you know that we're doing a comic book series called No Contest. I'm here with my good friend and collaborator, co-creator, Travis Gibb. We did this book together, and this is it's loosely based on my life. We have Beast Boy. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Can you hear us? Is his audio on?
Yeah, it looks like he's having some problems. So,
okay.
So sorry about that delay. I was trying. Make sure you guys leave us comments because we can reply to comments live. So we are live right now. We have a brand new comic for No Contest. We did issue one last year. Check it out. Very, very cool. All pages of it ready for you guys to get. And then issue 2 is coming right up. But we have Mike Davis, who is in the book. He's having some problems getting on the stream, but he is what's his?
Well, he's a UFC lightweight, and Mike Davis is a phenom. I mean, he's been in the game for a long time. I've known him for many, many years, and he's got a very interesting career in the UFC. Because I don't know if I told you this, Travis, but Mike Davis, they gave him most of the time when you're new to the UFC, they give you easy fights. Mike, did they give you any easy fights? Oh man, too bad. I think he's having some connection issues.
It's not letting me connect anywhere.
Oh, really?
I found this whole place trying to find your service.
Okay, no problem. Well, we can see you, but can you hear me okay, Mike?
Can you hear us, Mike?
We may be having some trouble. All right, no worries. Hey, Mike, we'll get you back on later, brother. I appreciate your time. But anyway, I want to tell the fans and tell the folks out there about this. So, Travis, Mike Davis, all right.
Okay.
He makes it to the UFC.
All right.
We on there still?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike Davis, he is a local fighter he was out of Port Orange, Daytona Beach area.
Okay.
I've known him since he was an amateur.
Okay.
Trained under my friend Pete White and some other really, really talented guys. But when he first gets to the UFC, you think, okay, you're supposed to have what are called tune-up fights.
Right.
And those are like, hey, let's try to see find your place in the game. No, not for Mike Davis. They had him fight straight killers, his first 3 or 4 fights, and he looked outstanding. He's got a great future. I definitely see him being a world champion. But for you guys, here's why we're talking about this here. This comic book basically marries several different concepts. We have organized crime, the law, because I'm a criminal defense attorney. So we incorporate the law. We incorporate the criminal organization element. We have professional fighters, whether bare knuckle, UFC, PFL, etc. in the book. And in this book, we actually have real fighters, unlike many other books that may have fantasy fighters. We have, again, UFC's Mike Davis in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He's an outstanding professional fighter with credentials. We have Lorenzo Hunt, who cannot be on the video, but he will be on the next one. Nevertheless, Lorenzo Hunt is a 2-weight division world champion. We have Elvin Espinoza from the PFL. I have Eric Worley, who's a professional surfer. I mean, this book is going to incorporate so many cool different elements. So whether you're a fan of surfing, whether you're a fan of boxing, whether you like lawyering, whether you like crime movies, this book is for you. I challenge you to read this and tell me there's not something in here you're passionate about. Let's see if we can get Mike back in here. Mike, can you hear us now, bud? Can you hear us now, bud? Oh, no.
He's trying, guys. But that's the kind of dedication that he's
right. And to be fair, guys, Mike's a great guy because I invited him on this video very last minute, and he came in anyway. He's a great dude. Mike, listen, don't worry about it, bud. We'll get you on the next one, okay?
All right. So, so what the coolest thing about this book and what makes it special is it mixes real and fiction at the same time. It mixes Daniel Martinez as a real lawyer, but we also mixes some elements. We have a very cool gang in this book.
Thank you, Sandra.
that
Sandra Pagan. Sandra, why don't you buy my comic book, huh? We got the link up here. We need supporters.
yeah, the link is in any of the stuff, but we need support to get this book over the line. Right now, to be honest, because the economy, the Kickstarters are struggling a little bit. So we want to make sure that everybody can see it. Algorithms are very weird right now as well. Search engine. We believe in this book. We know that it's going to fund. We just need you guys' help to be aware of it. And we want you, if you want it, we want you to get you it. We want to get this book in your hand. You can get issue 1 and issue 2. So you don't just because you don't have issue 1 doesn't mean you can't just back it, be part of it. Be part of the campaign. We actually even have spots where you can be in the comic book.
That's
we have
right.
a section where you can be in it.
Yeah, that's got to be a first, right? I mean, we have one particular tier. There's 6 spots left, and we're going to show you the pages that are similar, but there's 6 spots left. So if you ever wanted to be in a comic book, or even if you're not interested in being a comic book, but you have a business, if you're a social media influencer, if you're the type of person who wants your own art, look no further. You'll have your own art design of yourself in a comic book format. You can use that for your own promotional materials. You can use that for your social media, etc. We're trying to service all different types of genres, if you will, of different types of things that people want to do. And if you're not necessarily interested in being in the comic for the story, you'll still be able to tell your family, hey, check this out. I'm in a comic book. And my friend Mike Davis, who was just on the video, he's on the cover. Lorenzo Hunt's on the cover.
Yeah, let's show some of those covers. I can show those real quick.
I really want to show them check out this cover. This is the one I'm talking about. If you could pull.
All right. So this is our
Canvas.
campaign. Yeah, let me put this up. So this is, as you can see, just on the cover right here, it's getting a little darker compared to issue 1, right? Issue 1 was a little, happy, just kind of shows the law, We're getting a little dark in this. We've got guys in masks. We're getting a little bit more comic-y. You can get 1 and 2 in here. Let's go down to the covers.
Right. I can't wait. This is cover A.
It's cover A, which is really cool. So this cover is Daniel hitting the glass of all the things that's happened in this issue and all the things that's going on in his life.
There's my wife, Marina, and there's my dog,
right
Remo.
behind us.
Remo, who's right behind us, is in the book.
And it's like you said, it's a mix of fiction. So some of these characters are real, some of them are fiction. There's Bruno in the back right there.
This is for some of you, for the comic book nerds out there, what does this remind you of? This is a Daredevil homage cover.
And that's right there. We have the
there you
Daredevil
go.
right there. So you can see it. And what's cool about it is a lot of people do homage covers. But for us, it really fits. Every part of it really fits. The lineup of what happens in the story versus what happens
Right.
there lined right up perfectly. So
Right.
that we think that's really good. And
That's
stuff.
me when I was younger and a little more attractive.
No, I think you're good. And right here, this is my favorite cover. I love this cover. I think these guys are cool. I think this looks very comic booky.
Right.
think
And
it's
this is for our comic book fans out there. The first one, we got a lot of great positive feedback about how raw it was, how the realism was dope. But our comic book fans, we got to show love to them. And they want to see basically more
Guys in masks.
Guys in masks, more cartoonish, the pageantry, etc. That's why comic book fans are wrestling fans,
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is how you get into the books. You see, these are 6 of my friends. These are real people. Can I enlarge that or no? Yeah.
No.
So these are real people. The one here on the bottom left, can they see the arrow?
Yep.
This is Elvin Espinoza. He's a professional mixed martial artist who is undefeated. Right here, this is Keenmon Evans. He's a professional boxer who is undefeated. This is my friend Steve Huss. He owns a lifestyle brand clothing company. He's dope. He's a CEO. He's in it. This guy right here, Andrew Darling. He's an attorney, but he's also into fighting as well. He's in it. That looks just like him. Mark Matthews, combat sports veteran. Here's Eric Wardley right here. I went to high school with this guy. He's a surfer. Looks just like him. Okay. So if you get the tier where it's the tier where you're in the comic book, you'll have a drawing of yourself like this, and you will be in the book. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is you'll get dialogue. So it's not just stuff. You'll get some dialogue, which is pretty cool.
And this is some pages from issue 1. But I really want to show them the fighter
the cover should be should have already been there. Where is
I hope it is. If not,
it is there. Yeah.
Here it is. All right, guys. Mike's not on here, but if you saw his face, this is me right in the middle. This is Mark, who I just showed you. This is our fictional character from the first one, one of the protagonists. But this is Lorenzo Hunt. He's a world champion, currently world champion, not from the past. This guy currently, I think a month ago, he won by knockout, incredible knockout to win the belt to defend the belt at 205.
Wow.
So he's crazy good. Here's Mike Davis, who's a savage at 155 pounds or 170. I think he's fighting 155, but I don't want to, don't take that to the bank because he goes up and down.
Well, and let me show you something at the bottom, which I think is important. At the bottom, like we show, like we try to be 100% transparent with everything we're doing. We show you everything that's done. We show you every page that's done because we want to show you guys that before we put this up, it's done. A lot of people on Kickstarter, the negative Kickstarter is they put a couple of pages up and then they run the Kickstarter. We're not asking you to pay for the production. We've done that. We're asking you to help get the book, like pre-order. We're asking you to order the book. Is all we're asking for. We have that one page that isn't done, and that's because we're waiting on you guys to fill it up. We already have one of those, so there's only 5 slots left.
5 slots
and I
left.
think your cleaning guy, your guy who does the stuff.
He's one of them. Yeah. Our card detailer.
All right, so we're down to 4. We're already getting small.
So we got 4 left of that particular spot.
We got some comments.
We got some comments. Let's see what Sandra says.
Oh, Jerome. I didn't know those guys. That's our letterer.
Hey.
That's okay, Jerome.
¿Qué pasa, Jerome? He does the lettering. So for those of you that don't follow comics or know comics, there's so many different, and I didn't even know this until I'm a comic book fan and have been for many years, but until I became a creator, if you will, I didn't realize how many people are involved. You have a different person. Folks, did you know there's a different person who does the penciling? So the person who outlines the drawings, then there's a different person who does the color. That's the colorist. Right, there's cover artists.
Oh, there's the ink in there too.
There's the inker. Excuse me.
Yeah,
so there's
pencil,
3.
ink, color.
Pencil, ink, color. Then there's cover artists, and then some artists that do the book don't do covers. Some are exclusive cover artists. We've got exclusive covers. Then you got a letterer, and so Jerome, who was just on, is our letterer. He's outstanding, so we really appreciate him. He gives us insight as well, and so happy to have the team that we have.
Yeah, we've been working on this for a long time. It's really exciting because when we advertised the first one, we talked about it being a one-shot because that was the plan, right? The one-shot. But you guys really liked it. You guys really dug what was going on. It was a lot of fun to make. So we wanted to continue this series, get this going.
Right.
So we made it issue 2, and we plan on doing a bunch. As long as there's a fan base there to support it, we're going to keep making them. So
and if you like dogs, look, these 2 right here.
All right. We're basically sitting.
They're actually, these 2 are literally in the book.
Yeah, we can actually show that page.
Yeah.
That page is in there.
That page is in there.
It's in our preview here. But the book, like I said, I actually just sent the preview. Did you see that I sent you? I told you not to really review it too hard, but I showed you.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. Where we put it together. Yeah, we're already starting to work on the lettering process. We plan on getting this out to you ASAP. That's the other cool things about backing this Kickstarter versus another one. We're going to get this book the minute.
Look at my wife.
This is done. Yeah, look at her.
That's Marina. She's all over it.
Yeah, we start the scene with the dogs running. Look at that.
There's the dogs running on the beach, okay, with me. And
which he does every day.
Right, of course.
Faithfully
every
running
morning
on the beach. So, but yeah, our goal, this is a working law firm. So therefore things are happening as we're going, but not only can you get issue 1 here, issue 2 here, you can get all the covers of issue 1. So we've got issue here. Let me show you all. Cover B of issue 1, cover C, like a men's magazine, and the rarest, cover D, that is an actual lifelike look of Daniel Martinez, what his abs look like. He pretends that they don't look like that, but they do. But yeah, we're very excited about this. I'm going to send up the link. So we've got all that stuff, which is great. So let's get some stuff going. V. So all these links are going out. Again, if you guys have any comments, please let us know. We're happy to answer them. The goal is to get this book funded as quickly as possible. We are a quarter of the way there. We are looking for $3,000 to get this funded. We are currently at 1,040, but we're going to keep pushing it. We're going to keep getting it out there and letting people know. This one particularly is about, after the first issue. In the first issue, we deal with a boxer named Axel Strong, and we try to get him out of a contract. He is set up, and we go through that. And we go through the mystery of how he was set up. And that puts Daniel in odds with this jabroni named Bruno. And Bruno and him are going at it. And this issue deals with the fallout of that, what's happening. So we're going to deal with Bruno coming and getting involved with everything, getting the getting a sports league built up, because all these other fighters found out that you could break a contract with Bruno. Bruno kind of has the market of fighting here. So Daniel Martinez gets involved. He becomes the moniker of the fight lawyer, and we're going to get some stuff, but we're going to show you some fights. Again, we got that cool gang. I'm going to go over the Kickstarter one more time to kind of show you guys just how cool it is. All the different covers. Like I said, this is a really cool campaign. We're at $1,000 so far. We've got 26 days, so we've got tons of days on the map, but we need another 2,000 to get this funded. And what that funding means is basically pre-order. We want to order a whole bunch of copies and get them printed and shipped to you. So it's going to be very, very cool getting all these out.
Right.
This book has a couple of different covers, a couple of different campaigns. This book, issue 1 was only 20 pages, but issue 2 is 24 pages, which is cool. 22 pages of story and then 2 pages of stuff that we put together. Again, we have a cool homage cover right there, the Daredevil homage cover. We talk about Daniel and his real experience. We've got our gang here, the Jackal Brass gang. They're very cool, kind of handling some stuff. You've got here again. We have 6 slots available. If you want to buy to be in the book, it's very, very cheap. I think it's like $125 to be in the book. You can be in the book, help it. You get that image, so you can use that for your social media. You can do any of that. I think Daniel's actually using that as social media right now. Issue 1's completely done. So that's good. Sorry, the dogs are going crazy. Someone's walking by. Issue 2, we show you a preview, so you can read a little bit of what it's all about. Our goal is to get this out to you guys, and get this, hopefully in May, once this is done funding, we'll get it out to you as quickly as possible. And again, this is the fighter cover. So these are real fighters that are in there. Lorenzo Hunt, Mike Davis, these are all real fighters that are fighting right now in the minor league divisions. So we've completed the book. We're all ready. Jerome, who's in the chat, he's lettering it up. So it is a very cool book, and hopefully it's something you guys are interested in. If you want to see more about who Daniel is and what he's about, that helps. If you want to pick up a comic that he spent tons of time on, him and I talk about it, meet about it. The link has been in the chat. So if you're in the chat, you can hear the link. And then this is kind of the origin of the Space Coast Fight League. So the Space Coast Fight League is going to be a real organization very, very soon. I'm not going to give you a lot of details about that, but I'll tell you, Daniel's been working on the Space Coast Fight League for a little bit. So this is a fictional origin of the league. But the real thing is coming very, very soon. That's right.
Space Coast Fight League coming to Brevard County. We're trying to put together a great organization for amateur fighters. I've noticed that there are so many talented kids. I mean, I own a gym. There's a gym right behind me, a boxing gym. We may show you that in a minute. But anyway, I'm very passionate about the sport of boxing and kickboxing and MMA. But there's a lot of kids who are passionate about it, but they don't have any outlets. Right. They can't compete. And oftentimes when these cards and these events get set up for these kids to fight, they get canceled and it breaks their hearts. So it started breaking my heart. And Travis, you know what I do. When I don't like something, I change it.
Sure.
I don't just sit by and watch things. So what I did was I started my own promotion, Space Coast Fight League, to get all these kids an opportunity to have amateur fights at the Space Coast or in the Space Coast. So that's going to be launching. Our first event is scheduled for July, currently tentative for July. And so, but that's in the comic.
So, yeah, the comic is the fictional version of how it came to be, which I think is kind of cool.
Right.
Because as we go forward, as we have real fighters and real champions, we'll be able to add them in the comic and do that and be part of this process, which I think is very, very cool, very unique that nobody else is doing. All these different elements to kind of support not only Law Forum, but the Space League and in the community. Right. We've got a lot of, as we showed that one cover, we've got a lot of fighters who are in this area who are being promoted and being shown off, which I think speaks to Daniel, what he's doing. I think this book really showcases, what it's like to be a criminal lawyer and what it's like to be someone who has other passions, and how those are mixing. And we address those things in a very real way.
In a very real way. And it's seamless. It's part of the story. So in my opinion, I don't want to sound, it may sound biased. However, I think it's a seamless story. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like we're just force feeding these different ideas that don't go together. It meshes together in a really cool story that I think is going to keep people engaged. sort of like we call it Law and Order meets MMA, boxing. So basically you have the criminal element, you have the courtroom drama, you have the lawyer stuff, which is very attractive for people to, people like lawyer movies, let's face it.
I mean, look at TV, like
TV.
twice a week, there's like 4-hour blocks of them.
Correct. So we have that, but we do it in a really cool and modern way. And also in a way that's educational, because we try to teach people about their rights and the different legal aspects through my character, but then we teach you about other elements with other characters as well. And the cool thing about the local fighters as well, think about it. I was just talking about the professionals that we have in it. So imagine if you're a young kid and now you have the opportunity to be in a comic book alongside your hero, not a fake hero, even though we love Spider-Man and stuff, but I mean a real life fighter. If your dream is to become a fighter, imagine telling your mom or dad or whoever, hey, I'm going to be in a comic with Mike Davis, or I'm going to be in a comic with Lorenzo Hunt. I think that's really cool.
Right. Well, and I know we're on Daniel's Facebook, so you may not know who I am, but I actually have no celeb when it comes to writing comics either. My book comes out on Wednesday, Granite State Punk, which is through Scout Comics, which is a big deal. Had a comic come out through Bandit Barger this year that sold out on the diamond level called Coins of Judah. So we have top tier talent. I think our artists are far none. Gambit's fantastic doing stuff. We've done store signings at Famous Faces and do stuff. So we're going to do a lot more events to get this out there. But this is your chance to get it now, to get the book now while it's available. Pre-order your book. We only have a few slots available for the, for the Draw Yourself in the Comic. But, we want you to have the opportunity to get this, get all the covers. We did 4 covers for the last one, did 4 for this one.
And I'll be honest, like now I love these covers, but now that I see the ones coming out for the next one, that I think they're just so much better.
Yeah, and we're getting better and figuring out what we're gonna do. We're planning these things out long. We just didn't want to do it one shot before, and now we're continuing to do it. But that's kind of all we have to say. We want to tell you about it. We sent the link. Do you want to go over the Kickstarter one more time, or what do you want?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, sure.
Let's just show them, because some of these folks may have just jumped on.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll throw this up, and then I'll share the Kickstarter to everyone. Make sure everybody sees it.
One moment. Yes.
So our goal is to get this again funded, across the finish line. If you guys are watching this, guys, if you can share this out that we're live, that would be very helpful. Let people know that we're doing this, campaign. As you can see on the corner there, not only is Daniel a creator, he's created 2, he's also backed 32 projects, which is pretty cool. Showing that he really cares about the community and not just his book, which I think is a testament of who he is and what we're doing here. Sorry, I can't. This is a Mac, and I have a PC. All right, there we go. So yeah, right at the front, you got 27 backers so far. We're at $1,040. 27 backers in 26 days to go. So we got a lot of time on the board, but we want to make sure you get it early because some of these things sell out. We do limited editions. This is cover A that everyone can get, which is very, very cool. We got B. We got the homage. Oh, one of the things that we did this campaign because of you guys, instead of stacking it so you get like an extra book, we made it so you could buy the cover you wanted, which is kind of cool. So we do have collector's kits to buy all 4, but we didn't want to send you 2 copies of a book if you only wanted 1.
Right.
So we did that and allowed you to do it and kept it very, very cheap. I mean, the main book is $10. The second, the all covers are $15. We're keeping it very, very low compared to other Kickstarters out there.
Right.
We want to make sure that you can get it into your hands and get everything you need to do. Again, you can be drawn in. There's a great Daredevil homage. So if you're into homages, this is what you're looking for. And as you see, like this art is fantastic. We start out number 1 with this great fight, and then issue 2, we started with this great chase scene, this rush to figure out what's going on and why his office is swarmed with people.
Yeah.
So it is all done. Marina right there doing her thing.
Right.
I clicked on her. So
yeah, it looks like it's like highlighted.
She'll be all right.
She'll be all right. So yeah, there's my wife in typical form. She's telling me what I should be doing in the comic book, just like real life. We call that life imitating art.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to show and that we like to show, not just me, but you and I want to show is we want to show, Daniel's not a superhero by any chance.
Whoa. I thought I was.
But, he deals with a lot of the stuff. He deals with a lot of the stuff that you deal with, the things that are going on in your life. We'll address that comment in just 1 second from April. But he's dealing with all the pressures, right? So he's got this He's trying to help out all these fight lawyers, but his wife is important. He's a criminal defense lawyer. He's got to deal with all the stuff there. He's got a baby on the way. All these real life pressures are all playing in and how that affects and Daniel's stress, and some bad things happen in this book.
Absolutely. And I think I know who what April's talking about.
What's she talking about?
She's talking about the character, the master TH3. I think that's a great idea. And I've spoken to TH3. I'm pretty sure she's talking about my very good friend, Tony Hernandez. He's an
third?
Tony Hernandez, the third. Yes. He's an attorney in Cocoa Beach. He does family. He's like bar none, the best family attorney in Brevard County, in my opinion, maybe even the state, but he also does criminal defense. And he's been one of my mentors. He's into fighting. So he and I trained together. Great guy. April, are you talking about TH3, the one that I just mentioned?
And I hope it is, because the fact that a lawyer besides you has a moniker, like I didn't know that was a thing that lawyers get. Because you're the fight lawyer. He's Master TH3. I mean, that's a cool name. Does he have shirts that say Master TH3?
I don't think so, but that's actually, he can do a lot with that.
Right. We'll make one for you. We'll design the shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
In the book, if he's looking for it. All right. Absolutely, April Barrett is it.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, that's it.
Well, message him, let him know, because
let Tony know.
We'd love to have him in the book. In fact, that's been an odd thing. There's been a couple of lawyers who've messaged us on Facebook. Scott Brenner, he's always like, "I want to fight you in the courtroom," which is weird because we're writing the book. We're always going to win if we're writing it. So I don't know why anybody.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, the odds are not looking good.
Right? Why would we write that we lost? That doesn't make any sense. However, if you pay enough, Daniel's willing to take a loss, but
it depends, right? I don't know, man. My ego won't let it happen. I don't care who it is.
Done. April's done. Thank you.
Yeah, let him know.
But yeah, just click on. We'll put the link in the chat.
And Tony, I'm pretty sure Tony actually backed he did. Tony Hernandez backed the first Kickstarter. Absolutely.
So yeah, we want to make sure that everyone's part of it. This is a cool thing that we do, and we're hoping that this is going to be useful to the community, useful to not just comic fans, getting stuff and make people understand a little bit what it's like. I know I do some of the websites here as my primary job, and I've learned a lot. One of the things that we talked about, you and I talked about the other day, we talk about these criminals that you may
alleged criminals.
Well, a criminal. Let's say this person actually did it and got guilty. Okay.
I've never heard of that.
Okay. Let's just say it happens in a fictional world. We're talking about comics. All right. And they did 10 years, and Daniel got him down to 2 years. That gives him, we look at that, this criminal is back in the street center. But I see that now after talking to Daniel, that's a person who didn't lose his father for 18 years. He lost him for only 2 years, so he can be a father. He has a quicker chance of possibly being redeemed.
And rehabilitated.
And rehabilitated and be a dad. Like, even having a dad in your home, what that matters is someone who, comes from a fatherless home, it's very
the criminal justice system has unfortunately created so many broken homes that it's a cycle. And I'm not saying that people should not suffer the consequences of their actions.
Of course not.
And people look at that's really a great thing you brought up, because people will look at me and say, "Hey, Daniel, you're a criminal defense attorney, so that means that you help the bad guys." I don't look at it that way. I look at it as I'm here to ensure that everybody, whether innocent or guilty, gets a fair trial and that their constitutional rights are honored. Most of the time, if people are guilty, they're going to get some consequences. But my job is to make sure that those consequences are reasonable for not only for their benefit, but for society. It doesn't make sense to throw people in cages, and that for a long time and for them to come out with no rehabilitation. I believe in mental health, rehabilitation, treatment, medication, whatever, therapy, whatever it is, exercise, hobbies, passions, things that will reconnect people to society and the world, so that the world's a better place that way. We throw everybody in cages, guess what? Right. Everybody grows up without a father, and then the next generation will be doing the same thing.
Right. Well, and I think we all went through a divorce, and I went a little nuts for a little bit. I didn't do anything illegal, but if I didn't have a good friend group, like I could have really spiraled, I was lucky that I had a good friend group, but I think that people don't think about that, especially someone who may have been devoted to his wife and then she decided to leave or had an affair. And this guy had made his whole life his wife, and then he loses it for a little bit. I think people forget that people sometimes have a bad day.
Right.
So it's not just everybody who comes in here is,
we're human
career,
beings.
Right.
We're human beings. How many people I've represented that have just made one small, whether small or not, it's just one mistake. And to me, that shouldn't correct a lifetime of good deeds, because you did one bad deed doesn't outweigh a lifetime of good ones, in my opinion. And maybe I'm different, but I think everybody deserves a fair shake. And I'm here to take those bullets because I go to court and the one that gets all the heat is me. And I'll gladly accept that burden.
I mean, think about it. Think about how many videos we've seen about people who are at the happiest place in the world, Disney, and and getting in fights, right? Like you're literally with your family, the worst time to ever get, and you're boxing with people at Disney. So
Right.
like these things happen. But yeah, so no contest. It's live. It's very, very cool. We're on the second issue. We really need your support to get this. If you can't support, or you don't understand how to support, we'll happily help you. You can message me at Travis Gibb or Daniel. You can message us with
DM me if you have any
back.
questions. DM me, please, and I'll explain. I'll walk you through this. Any help you could give us would be greatly appreciated. If you can't help us by contributing to the comic, please share this video.
Yes.
Share our links, because if you're either not interested or unable, we
reserve
reserve.
Happy to hear that. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amanda Rogers.
Yeah.
So if you can't support us, whether it be financially or maybe you're just not interested in comics, that's okay.
Right.
But do us a favor and do your friends a favor and share it, because someone on your friends list may be a huge fan, or they may benefit from this one way or another.
Well, and I think if you're not into comics, this is a great comic to get, because it's not like a typical comic.
Right.
It's kind of telling you more real life, more real stuff that's going on in the world, and it kind of focuses on that. Yeah, we have some comic book elements, but I think it's really cool. Oh, look at that!
See, look, you don't even have to read if you're not interested in reading them. Look at that beauty.
Yeah.
This is signed by me and Travis.
And that's what's called CGC. So it's encased. Can't read it, but it's graded, so we know it.
Oh yeah, 9.6.
So it's really, really cool. So we can do stuff like that. I'm going to be at MedCon all next weekend. Daniel's going to come one day to come visit. So if you need issue 1 and you want to get that there, or you can come down to the office and buy one. You know,
Yeah.
If you want to come down to the office, try to call first, because they're not always here, or they may have depositions or meetings or whatever. But let them know, and you can come pick up a comic.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, and before we say goodbye,
Okay.
I just want them to see that, you know,
Show 'em.
we live this. This is not just a hobby for us. We live this. Okay, so I don't just talk about fighting. This is what we have at the office here. Many of you already know, but we have a full-size boxing ring. We have all of my T-shirts and merch up there. We have weights, weight bench. We have all kinds of dumbbells, double-edged bags. We have heavy bags. We have squats. Of course, we have my dog always following me. She's always here. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have anything else, Travis, before we leave him?
No, just thank you guys for watching this video. Please share it out. Back the campaign. Let people know that what we're doing. I think it's very, very cool. And we're going to do more of these. We're hoping to get Mike Hunt,
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis. I get and Lorenzo Hunt. I got him.
Right. Hey, Lorenzo Hunt, you made a Simpson joke out of our fighters. Thank you all. God bless you. We really appreciate your time. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, if you have any issues whatsoever regarding criminal matters or personal injury matters, call me for a free consultation. Thank you so much. Anything else, Travis?
Oh, we're good.
Goodbye.